Hey guys, this is video number 3 of my classroom management series, and today we will be talking about attention getters, and I will also be adding in some other classroom management tidbits for you guys today. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, so today I will be sharing with you my top 5 attention getters that I use in my classroom, and I will have the help of a very special guest. Dun, da, 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 my husband!
Hi guys.
I will also be sharing some things that I have used to manage my classroom that are super easy for new teachers and substitute teachers. So my hubby Chaz is going to help me demonstrate some of the attention getters that I use in my classroom. He is being so brave and he is taking on the role of the kiddos, and I am going to keep the role of the teacher. These attention getters can be used in both the primary and intermediate grades. So here we go. Are you ready, babe?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. So the first attention getter is a clapping pattern. This one is a classic. It goes like this. I will clap out a pattern and the students will repeat the pattern. We keep going until the students are quiet and ready to learn. Here we go. And see, he's quiet and ready to learn. This next attention getter is something that I use with my kindergartners all the time, and it worked wonders. Some of them even actually took it home and used it with their brothers and sisters and families at home, which I thought was pretty cute. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2, 3, eyes on you.
No, 1, 2, eyes on you.
3, 4, shut the door. Why did I say 3?
Because it doesn't rhyme. 1, 2, 3, eyes on you. 3 and you are not rhyming words. 2 and you are rhyming words.
It's like a mini lesson.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on you.
Yes, 1, 2, eyes on you. So not only are they responding in a way that gets their attention, but they are also practicing rhyming words. Number 3 is one that I use with my 3rd graders all the time. It goes like this. Hocus pocus.
Everybody focus.
And then they are focused and ready to listen and learn. Number 4, I also use with my 3rd graders a lot, and I love it because first of all, it makes me hungry, and I love mac and cheese. It goes like this. Mac and cheese. Oh, everybody freeze.
Yes, I would love some.
Mac and cheese.
Everybody freeze.
And everybody's frozen, and they are looking at the teacher and ready to listen for instructions. All right, so the last attention getter that I have is actually altering your tone of voice. So a lot of times when kids are getting really chatty in the classroom and a teacher is trying to get their attention, I actually notice that a lot of teachers raise their voice and try to talk over the kids, which really tends not to work in most situations. So what I like to do is lower my tone of voice, and eventually the students will catch on because they will notice that it's a little bit quieter in the room and that the kids that are ready to learn are looking at the teacher and listening for instruction. For example, if my class is super chatty, like kids are talking all over the place, they're kind of all over the room, and I'm trying to get their attention, one way to do that is to focus on those kids who are already ready to learn. So I would say, if you can hear me, touch your nose. If you can hear me, touch your ear. And because I'm whispering, only the kids that are right in front of me that are ready to learn can hear me. So once the other students kind of notice that we are already doing something on the carpet, they come and join us as well. And you don't even have to raise your voice, you just actually lower it into more of a whisper. If you can hear me, blink your eyes 3 times. If you can hear me, touch your head. If you can hear me, wiggle your nose. If you can hear me, wiggle your ears. Can you wiggle your ears?
No.
Without touching them? So we'll kind of do that on the carpet. Just lower your tone of voice. It doesn't always have to be kind of up and raised to talk over the kids. A lot of times it works better if you lower your voice. So those are just a few of the attention getters that I use in my classroom on a regular basis. Before I share with you some of my classroom management tidbits, go ahead and take a moment right now and click that like button just to show some love for Chaz down there. All right, thanks, babe. Thanks so much. You can go play your Xbox now.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and share with you some of my extra classroom management tidbits that can probably help new teachers or even substitute teachers. These may even help out some seasoned teachers who just need something kind of fresh and new and exciting for their kids. So here we go. Okay, as I said before, it is so important not to yell over your kids because it just doesn't help out the situation. And really, if the kids hear you talking really loudly, then they're going to continue to talk really loudly. So if you have a really chatty class, actually lower your tone of voice into more of a whisper, something that's calm and inviting for the students, rather than raising your voice. You can also use something that I like to use called quiet critters. Now, quiet critters are super easy to make. All it is are these little pom-pom balls, which most teachers have, and some hot glue and some little wiggly eyes. These things are so cute. Oh my goodness, they're so precious. So I actually used these in my kindergarten classroom, and all I did was I actually had a jar with a lid on it. This is not the same jar that I used, but you can use whatever kind of jar that you have, even a plastic tub of some sort if that works better for you, and if you want to make sure that you don't have something like glass or breakable in your classroom. But basically just get some kind of container to put your quiet critters in. I just got these. I've had these pom-poms for so long, but you can just get them at the Dollar Tree, Walmart, Target, anywhere, pretty much anywhere you can find these little pom-poms. I have some of these large quiet critters, and then I also have some baby quiet critters. Now I just have a few in here, but usually my jar is stacked to the top, just so that everyone can have the chance to have a quiet critter. The purpose of quiet critters is to go ahead and calm your class down if they're chatty while they are working. So if your students are sitting at their desks or their tables and they're working on something, and your class is just getting a little bit too loud, maybe they're not focusing on their work, maybe they're talking to their neighbor about what they did last weekend, or maybe what they want to play on the playground, so they may not always be focused while they're doing their work in the classroom. Quiet critters come in to save the day. So if you actually have a container with a lid, what I used to do with my kindergarten students is I would kind of unscrew the lid a little bit and say, kind of listen in and say, ooh, the quiet critters are telling me that they want to come out, but they cannot come out until it's quiet in the classroom. So once the students kind of quieted down, because this seemed to work every time, I would unscrew the lid and very quietly, I would go around, and students who were working quietly, I would give them a little quiet critter. I would just set it right on the desk. Now this one has hot glue hanging from it. Not the craftiest person in the world, guys. I like crafting, but I'm not the best at it. So they have their little quiet critter, and I just set it right in front of them. And so while they're working, their quiet critter is looking at them. They're not allowed to play with it. It's just to sit there at their table. I walk around the room and put one at each child's seat who is working quietly. Once you have given about 2 or 3 students a quiet critter, you will notice that the rest of your class, they start quieting down because they want a quiet critter too. What I tell the kids is that quiet critters have super tiny ears, so that if it gets too loud while they're working again, it hurts their ears and they have to go back in their jar. And they don't like that. So I also have baby quiet critters. Now, baby quiet critters go to students who are working extra quietly. Students that didn't need any reminders to work quietly, they are just working so quietly and they're focused. Those students get baby quiet critters, and that's extra special. The kids love the baby quiet critters, but again, their ears are super tiny, so if you start talking or get too loud, the quiet critter goes back in the jar. These are awesome for the primary grades. I have not used these with my 3rd graders because, to be honest, I don't think they would respond to them in the same way, but for primary grades, I would absolutely recommend making yourself some quiet critters. Super easy, super cheap, and they work wonders. My second tidbit for classroom management is to use mystery walkers. If you are a new teacher or a substitute teacher, make sure you have these. These are amazing. You can use these any way that you want, but I'm going to share with you how I have used them. So inside, you can either use these little marbles. Now, I do not have the students' numbers on these because I'm not using these this year, but you could put the students' numbers on these little marbles that you just buy at Walmart, I believe in like the plant or flower section. Or you can use poker chips, and these I've used with my kindergarten students. So I had written all of their numbers on there, and basically each child just has a poker chip and it goes in the mystery walker bucket. So this is something that sits by my classroom door, but it sits up high enough to where the students aren't able to reach it. And as we leave the classroom, I will occasionally pull out a poker chip and hide it. The students do not get to see the number on the poker chip. All of my students have a number and they know their number, so if they would have seen that this was number 17, they would know who the mystery walker was, but it's supposed to be just that, a mystery. So what I do is I hide it, I put it in my pocket, and I just kind of remember that number. So as the students are walking in the hallway, I will look at this student in particular, whoever's number I pull, and watch to see if they're doing a nice job walking in the hallway. They have to do a nice job walking in the hallway all day long, and then they get something at the end of the day. Typically, I have them choose a treasure box toy, or maybe give them some extra free time at the end of the day. It's really up to you how you want to use them. This is an excellent way to manage your class during the transition periods in the hallway. Wonderful. I highly, highly recommend having mystery walkers. And if you're a substitute teacher, just take a little jar, find something with a lid on it, kind of like our quiet critters, and just stick it in your teacher bag. And then when you get there, just say, hey, I have all of these students' numbers, and if I pull your number, you will get a special prize at the end of the day, or maybe they get to eat lunch with you that day. So just kind of be creative with it and use it how you wish. I hope this helps. Okay, my third tidbit is to use invisible stickers. And when I say invisible stickers, I mean chapstick. Now this is just a Burt's Bees honey chapstick. I have used strawberry or cherry flavored chapstick in the past just because it smells really yummy. But this one smells yummy too, and I actually got this for Christmas, so I've been using it like so much. I'm obsessed with chapstick, any kind, especially Burt's Bees, yum. Obviously this is not a sticker, and it is not invisible. So what you do is when the kids are walking in the hallway, kind of like the mystery walker, if they're walking quietly, or even if you can even do it while they're working quietly if you wanted to. I have not tried it that way, so if you do try it that way and it works out well, please leave a comment down below and let me know. I would love to know if it works that way too. But I have done this with my students in the hallway, so if they are walking quietly in the hallway, facing forward, their hands are not all over the place, they are keeping their hands to themselves. If I notice a student is doing those things, I will go ahead and show them to put their hand on top of their head. I will just do this, and they will know to go ahead and put their hand on top of their head so that I can come by and give them an invisible sticker. So all I do is I uncap the chapstick, and they don't see it. It's like magic. And I just do a little dot on their hand, and then when they take it down, it smells good. And I think a sticker was put on their hand, but it's invisible and it smells yummy. They love it. All teachers, no matter how long that you've taught, should have a couple of tricks up your sleeve. This is a great one right here. All right, kind of going back to tone of voice, one thing that I love to do, even in third grade, but I did this with my kindergartners as well, is if your students are being chatty or they're just not listening to what's going on or paying attention, start giving your directions in a sing-song voice. So maybe your students are just chatting up a storm with their friends in the back of the room. I just say, now it's time to get our math. I am not a singer by any means, but it doesn't matter. When kids hear songs, they are going to pay attention. I don't know what it is. Their ears are just in tune with that. And if you sing something, the kids are more likely to pay attention. Another thing that I found was that if you talk in different accents or dialects, the kids really latch onto that. So for example, I was telling my kids that I had lived in England at one point in my life, which is true. I didn't live there very long. I lived there only from about 2 to 4 years old, but my mom said that I had developed a British accent while I was over there living in England. So I was telling my kids about this, and I started to talk in a British accent, and the kids got a kick out of it, and I had no idea. Any direction that I was giving them, they said, tell us in a British accent. And so I would say it in a British accent, and I am not a singer. I am not good at talking in different accents, but the kids don't care. It's just something new and it's something different. And they pay attention when it's new or different. Basically, what I've come to find out is that if you're a teacher, you are also a performer, and you have to put on a show for your kids every day. It's like your stage. If you are thinking about going into the teaching profession, or if you are an education major, you can also just consider yourself like a theater major, because that's pretty much what you are as well. So 2 majors in one, I would say. Who knew? Another little tidbit is to go ahead and have your students stretch and get their wiggles out. So did you see how I added in that sing-song voice there? Did you pay attention? But just have your students move and stretch, get that oxygen to their brain. Take deep breaths. I've had my students do Adventures to Fitness. I'll go ahead and put the link to that down below. Have them take brain breaks. Use gonoodle.com. I mean, just have them do anything. There's a great website out there called havefunteaching.com, and there's a song that's called Stretch It Out. I think Stretch It Out or Stretch It Out Simon, and it is amazing. And if your kids just need like a little break to stretch, have them go along with the song and do those moves, because it really just kind of rejuvenates them and gets them back on task. I will make sure to link all of that stuff down below in the description box. Another quick tidbit for classroom management is to just have your students help you. Students love having classroom jobs or being a teacher's helper, so just give them a little task to do. If you notice that they are just not listening, or if they are chatting to a friend, say, hey, can you do me a favor really quick? Do you mind erasing the board for me? Or do you mind running this down to so-and-so? That would be really, really helpful. And then the behavior is gone. Done. And the very last tidbit that I have for you guys today is to check out this amazing book by Becky Bailey. It's called Conscious Discipline. I wish I had it physically in hand right now, but for some reason I have not been able to find it since I moved over the summer, and I'm really sad because it has a ton of great resources. I think I actually left it at my other school, but I hope that somebody over there maybe finds it and uses some of those great resources. She has a ton of great strategies in there on discipline and classroom management and how to focus on the positives. So make sure to check it out if you haven't done so already. All right, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up if you haven't already for Chaz, and leave a comment down below and let me know what attention getters you use in your classroom that I didn't mention. Also, please be sure to click that subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos. Thanks so much, Diva. See you soon. Bye.